Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 7. This week, which is also our midterm week, we are going to be talking about formative and process evaluation. And what I really want you to think about for this week is there's really 3 types of program evaluation, 3 main types: formative, process, and outcome evaluation. And I really want you to learn. So far, we've really focused on outcome evaluation. But there are different types of program evaluation, including formative and process evaluation. I want you to think about, for your final paper, what kind of evaluation makes sense in terms of what your objectives are that are grounded in the needs of your population of focus based on your interviews. So I am a busy bee this week grading so many of your needs assessment papers, and I've really enjoyed them. Look forward to my feedback. I do take a lot of time and make comments, and I'm hoping that one thing in this course really leads to another piece of this course, which leads to another piece of this course. So can't really do the logic model, which is upcoming, without having done a successful needs assessment. So really pay attention to my feedback as you move through the course. And again, I've had so much fun reaching out to you, seeing your asynchronous, journal entries, and having our synchronous session. And I'm hoping that everything is coming together for you. So I'm going to share my screen, and we will go over formative and process evaluation. All right, here we go. Okay, so I love logic models. I love how clear they are. I love how straightforward they are. And I also love just the opportunity for creativity. I love the opportunity to think about what's possible based on the steps that we've taken in the course. And I love how objectives and things related to logic models are grounded in our needs assessment data. So I hope you're as excited as I am. We are now getting into formative and process evaluation, and you're going to see a few different definitions of these, but we're really all trying to do the same thing. I'm going to get a little deeper into formative and process evaluation later on in this very brief presentation, so stick with me. But just to be clear, so we've mainly been focused on outcome evaluation for the sake of this course, but it's really important to know that formative evaluation is sometimes more effective, which would mean that a program or activity is feasible, appropriate, acceptable before it is implemented. So this is really reaching out to people, your population of focus, your project partners, and saying, I actually need to evaluate my plan for implementation to make sure that this is culturally competent, to make sure that this is economically feasible, to make sure we have a client population that will want to engage with this. So this is usually conducted when you are introducing a brand new program that has never been started before, something really unique, something innovative, or an activity is being developed when an existing one is being adapted and modified. So let's say there's a really interesting CCBT program, and you're interested in implementing something like a computer-based CCBT program, which would be, not paradigm shifting in terms of the information and the therapy modality, but paradigm shifting for your clients in terms of they're used to seeing a therapist, and now they're shifting to more of an online format. You need to test that out and see if that's even feasible, desirable, acceptable with your clients before doing it. The second type is called process evaluation. It's also sometimes known as implementation evaluation. So that determines whether or not program activities have been implemented as intended. The way I like to think of this is really like an evaluation of a monitoring system. So looking across the whole implementation process, what was done well, what did we adhere to, were directions followed along the way, did people have exposure to the amount of sessions that they were supposed to have exposure to, and this is really about quality and control. So my background at Save the Children was in monitoring and evaluation, and in the program evaluation world, Monitoring really has to do with process evaluation. We're evaluating and monitoring the whole process. So there's some information in our soft chalk activities this week also about mission and vision statements. And I think these are really important and also tied to formative and process and outcome evaluation. Because when introducing a program, when introducing a new idea, it's important to have a mission statement and a vision statement to really back that up. Mission statements are maybe a little bit more concrete, where vision statements can be really more aspirational. And these can also be attached to some of our outcomes, short-term and long-term outcomes related to our program evaluation. So we have our group activity this week, which is our discussion board activity. I'd like to ask you to comment on 2 other students, and then I will, like last time, kind of sprinkle through the chat and insert myself and get feedback and support. And then this week, we also have a mid-semester survey. I just want to check in, see how I'm doing. It's really my own form of process evaluation and monitoring of myself in this class. So I'd like to just give you a timeline. There's 3 major things left for us to do in this semester, which might seem like a lot to others, but might, seem feasible to others. So we have our logic model due on October 18th. That is coming up really quickly. We have our program evaluation, and this is when you're going to choose whether you're doing a formative process outcome evaluation, what best fits the model of what you're trying to do. Just a quick hint on that, I have heard from instructors previously who have taught this course that the most success, they've seen something that's most straightforward for program evaluation is that they have the most success when students implement outcome evaluation. However, I want to challenge some of you that think formative or process might be a better fit for you to go in that direction. I just want to say, for those of you who are interested in the path of least resistance, the feedback I've heard is that outcome evaluations work very well. And then we have our program evaluation presentations, where you record yourself giving your final presentation of your paper. So, wow, we're halfway there. So thinking about our next assignment coming up, which is the logic model. So based on the findings from your needs assessment, remember, one thing builds on the other, which builds on the other. So you have identified a program or service that you would like to implement. And that's what I'm actually grading and giving you feedback on right now, to develop a logic model. So the piece of your needs assessment assignment that you most need to pay attention to, and some of you have already written this, some of you are still writing this if you need an extension, look at step 5.3. And this is the part where you identify and define the program or service that you plan to implement. So this could be a new offering. I was grading an assignment earlier that was offering, a new peer support system for students, some online therapy and peer support. That would be the new offering. And the community-based organization and the needs assessment. And then it could also be its own community-based organization, meeting a new or distinct need amongst the recipient community. So those are for my folks, my students who were actually interviewing people in the workforce about a need within their population. And that could be when there's really no said a community organization, but there is like a new idea that can help the community. And there's been a need that's been identified through those formative interviews that guided your needs assessment. So refer to the assignment description. I'm also going to post a video that outlines the different sections of the logic model, and that will be in your assignments folder. So look out for that as well. So this week, getting back to week 7, we are learning about formative and process evaluation. So when we think about formative, the important word to remember is form. Formative evaluations are used to form programs. There are very initial steps when very little work has been done to form the new program. So the methodology attached to them, and you'll learn about various methodologies throughout the week, is really dependent on the nature of the program, what the agency prefers. So feasibility, desirability, acceptability are very important because we do not want to implement a new program at an agency that does not want it, because they will not, all our work will be wasted. And we could actually end up creating harm too. So a process evaluation is a little different because it can be conducted at any time throughout the project. This is really, the monitoring system, which has the purpose to determine why the program achieved or did not achieve its outcomes. So again, you're really monitoring the entire process of implementation. Okay, so mission statements, and why are we connecting mission statements to formative and process evaluation? The reason why is that mission statements really force us to look at the purpose and help explain what the agency is about and provide clarity to people within or on the outside of the agency. So we often have mission statements on our website. We often tie them to the outcomes, the goals of our organization. So we want to make sure that any program that we implement is actually in alignment with mission statements. Okay, so this wraps us up for this week. Do not hesitate to reach out. I've loved talking to you on the phone, organizing Zoom or team calls, talk to you many times in the evening, many times on Sunday nights. Whatever you need, just please keep going, and you've accomplished so much throughout the semester. Take a breath, have confidence in yourself, stay on top of everything. You can really do it. And that's all I have for this week. I will see you during week 8, if not before. Take care. Bye.